My name is MVK, and if you've spent 10, 15 or even 20 years in SAP and you're still earning somewhere around 18,000 AED to 25,000 AED in Dubai, which is roughly around 4 to 6 lakh rupees per month, then let me say this very directly. You are underpaid. Because today in Dubai itself, 35,000 AED to 50,000 AED senior SAP architect roles are actively open. That's approximately 8 to 12 lakh rupees per month tax free. And I know this because I've been part of senior leadership hiring discussions for years in the UAE market. Currently, I am working in a senior leadership role for one of the biggest organizations in the UAE. Earlier, I also worked as a CTO and as a director for one of the big four consulting firms. Over the years, I've seen something very interesting happen. I've seen average consultants reposition themselves and suddenly jump into 40,000 dirhams roles. And at the same time, I've also seen extremely talented senior SAP professionals remain stuck at 20,000 dirhams to 25,000 dirhams for years. Not because they lacked knowledge, not because they lacked experience, but because they positioned themselves incorrectly for the modern SAP market. So in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly why most senior SAP professionals never cross 25,000 AED. The four specific SAP roles that are currently paying 35,000 to 50,000 AED in Dubai, and the exact 90-day repositioning strategy that can help you move into that bracket. And one important thing, this is not a beginner video. If you have less than 8 years of SAP experience, this video is probably not for you. Quick context before we go deeper. I've spent around 25 years in SAP consulting and enterprise transformation environments across multiple industries and large-scale implementations. Currently, I work in senior leadership here in the UAE, and every week I continue to observe how senior SAP hiring decisions are made in the market. Over the years, I've worked closely with transformation programs, enterprise architecture discussions, solution leadership teams, delivery organizations, and large SAP implementations involving government entities, oil and gas companies, banks, aviation groups, and enterprise clients. I've personally interacted with hundreds of senior SAP professionals interviewing for 30,000 AED plus roles. Honestly, only a small percentage successfully made the jump. The interesting part is this: many of the people who failed were technically very strong. They were invisible to the market. Their positioning was outdated. Their branding was outdated. Their profile language was outdated. And that's exactly what I want to fix in this video. Let me start with the biggest issue. Most senior SAP professionals are trapped in one of three career patterns. And if you're honest with yourself, you'll probably identify with one of them immediately. The first trap is deep experience with old market signaling. This is extremely common. You'll meet someone with 15 years of ABAP experience or 18 years in BW or 20 years in SAP HCM. Technically brilliant people. But when you look at their LinkedIn profile, it feels like you opened a resume from 2015. The problem is not their capability. The problem is market relevance signaling. Today, recruiters and hiring managers scan profiles differently. They are searching for words like S/4HANA, BTP, Joule, Datasphere, SAC, AI integration, cloud transformation. Even if you know these areas partially, if your profile language doesn't reflect modern SAP transformation vocabulary, you disappear before a human even sees your profile. I'll give you a real example. A senior ABAP professional with nearly 20 years experience applied for a role recently. Very strong technically, but his LinkedIn headline simply said Senior SAP ABAP Developer. That role was paying around 38,000 AED, and unfortunately he never even reached the shortlist because automated screening filtered him out before leadership review. That's the market reality today. The second trap is strong skills but weak positioning. No consultants with excellent technical depth in Basis, S/4HANA, BTP integrations, but they still struggle in the market for years. Why? Because they apply using tactical titles instead of strategic titles. There's a massive salary difference between senior SAP Basis consultant and senior SAP solution architect. Sometimes the work overlap is 60 to 70%, but the market perception is completely different. One title sounds operational, the other sounds transformational, and transformation budgets always pay more. The single positioning difference alone can increase salary potential by 30 to 40%. The third trap is the generic senior consultant identity. After 10 years in SAP, many professionals stop differentiating themselves. Every profile starts looking identical. Senior consultant, AP expert, 15 plus years experience, multiple end-to-end implementations. The market doesn't reward generic seniority anymore. It rewards specialization. Today, the highest paying SAP professionals are people with a strong angle. Cloud first architect, AI integrated SAP specialist, industry focused architect, treasury specialist, ERC and cyber specialist, delivery governance expert. These profiles command premium salaries because they solve high cost business problems. Generalists struggle to cross 25,000 AED, specialists cross 40,000 AED much faster. Now let's discuss the roles that are actually paying serious money in Dubai right now, not theory. Actual market demand. The first role is Senior SAP Solution Architect. This role typically pays around 35,000 AED to 42,000 AED per month, which is roughly 8 to 10 lakh rupees monthly. These professionals own end-to-end SAP transformation design, cross-module discussions, cross-system integrations, executive stakeholder communication, architecture governance, and client workshops. This is not a module-only role. This is business transformation leadership. Companies like Big Four consulting firms, NTT Data, IBM, Capgemini, and enterprise transformation partners hire aggressively for these roles. The second role is SAP PMO or program leadership. This is another very high paying track. 35,000 AED to 50,000 AED is absolutely realistic here. These professionals may not be the deepest technical experts, but they manage delivery complexity, large stakeholder coordination, multi-country rollouts, vendor governance, budget tracking, and executive escalation management. Government transformations, aviation groups, oil and gas companies, and enterprise programs pay heavily for experienced SAP delivery leadership. The third role is pre-sales solution architect. This area is massively underestimated. These professionals support enterprise SAP deals before projects are signed. FP responses, solution demonstrations, proposal defense, architecture presentations, transformation workshops. And because they directly influence revenue generation, salaries here are extremely strong. 40,000 to 50,000 AED plus incentives is common in the right organizations. SAP partners and large consulting firms constantly search for strong pre-sales architects. The fourth role is specialist architect. This is where deep niche expertise becomes powerful. Treasury, SAP GRC, Datasphere, SAP BTP, SAP AI integration, insurance transformation, oil and gas, SAP architecture, banking transformation. These niche combinations are extremely valuable because the talent supply is limited. And when supply is limited, salaries increase. That's why many specialist architects in Dubai today comfortably operate in the 40,000 AED plus range. Now let's make this practical. I want you to identify which category you belong to because each profile requires a different transition strategy. If you've spent 15 years mainly in ABAP or technical development, listen carefully. Pure ABAP demand is slowly shrinking, especially in cloud-first transformation environments. But your experience is still extremely valuable. You simply need modernization. The move now is S/4 HANA Cloud Development, BTP, AI extensions, Joule integration, workflow automation, API-led architecture. You already understand SAP deeply. You're not starting from zero. You're repositioning existing knowledge into modern architecture capability. With focused learning over 4 to 6 months plus one modern certification, your market value changes dramatically. If you come from a functional background like FICO, SD, HCM or PP, functional demand remains stable, but standard consultant salaries are flattening. The market pays more for leadership scope now. So your move is not just deeper configuration. Your move is transformation ownership. /4 migration leadership, integration coordination, cross-functional architecture, business process redesign. And if you come from banking, retail, insurance, telecom or oil and gas backgrounds, specialize harder into that industry. Industry expertise combined with SAP leadership is extremely powerful in the Gulf market. For BO and BW professionals, this group needs urgent repositioning. Traditional BO and BW demand is declining fast. Your analytics foundation is still highly valuable. Modern stack is SAC plus Datasphere plus AI driven analytics. The good news is that you already understand reporting, logic, data modeling, governance and enterprise analytics, which means you're already halfway there. If you reposition yourself as a BW to SAC migration specialist, you immediately become relevant again. And yes, this transition is achievable within around 6 months. For basis security and GRC professionals, pure basis administration alone is becoming limited. Cloud administration plus SAP security plus BTP governance is exploding in demand, especially in UAE government and oil and gas sectors. If you combine SAP Basis, cloud infrastructure, Azure or AWS, BTP administration and cybersecurity exposure, you become extremely difficult to replace. And when talent becomes difficult to replace, the market pays a premium. Let me tell you something important. Most senior SAP professionals lose opportunities before interviews even begin because their positioning is weak. The first thing you must fix is your LinkedIn headline. Not tomorrow, today. Stop using outdated headlines. Instead of senior SAP consultant, use senior SAP solution architect /4HANA, BTP, UAE. Simple change, huge impact. Second, your resume should focus on business outcomes, not task descriptions. Nobody cares that you worked on MEM configuration. What matters is what business value you created, what transformation you led, what numbers improved, and what scale you handled. Every major bullet point should contain measurable impact. Third, get client recommendations, not colleague recommendations. Client testimonials carry enormous credibility in senior hiring. And finally, modernize your skills section immediately. Lead with modern SAP transformation keywords, not EC Sierra language. The market judges freshness instantly. Now let's discuss where these jobs actually exist, because many senior professionals search in completely wrong places. Senior architect roles are heavily network driven. You should absolutely apply through LinkedIn UAE filters consistently, but that alone is not enough. You must directly monitor Big Four career portals, SAP partner portals, enterprise client career pages, and specialized recruiter channels. One more thing, pre-sales architecture is one of the most underutilized entry paths into high salary brackets. Many consulting firms constantly need strong architects who can support deal discussions. And finally, networking matters massively at senior level. Almost every serious SAP offer I have seen started through an internal connection or referral conversation. So every week, reach out to former colleagues, former clients, former managers and ask directly, are you hiring senior SAP architects? Simple, professional, effective. Let's close with execution, because strategy without execution changes nothing. During the first 30 days, reposition yourself completely. Rewrite LinkedIn, rewrite resume, request client recommendations, choose one strategic certification path, and begin consistent applications. Minimum 30 targeted applications weekly. During days 31 to 60, complete certification progress. Create one architecture portfolio artifact, maybe a transformation diagram, maybe integration architecture, maybe migration governance structure. Something visual that demonstrates senior capability. Continue applications aggressively and begin direct recruiter outreach. During days 61 to 90, interviews should start moving. This is where negotiation matters. Don't jump at the first offer emotionally. Evaluate relocation support, visa, housing, bonus structure, and growth path. And if multiple discussions are running in parallel, use leverage intelligently. Your goal is not just another job. Your goal is entering the next SAP salary bracket permanently. If you are already 10 years or more into SAP and this video genuinely resonated with your situation, then drop a comment below with your current SAP module, your years of experience and which quadrant you fall into, A, B, C or D. I personally read senior SAP comments carefully and I'll try to point you toward the most relevant next move for your background. And if you want deeper resources like UAE recruiter lists, senior resume frameworks, architecture portfolio templates, and insider level career guidance, those are available inside the Insider Plus membership on this channel. Subscribe if you are serious about moving into the next level of SAP leadership, and I'll see you in the next video.